If someone asked you where the burrito came from, chances are you'd hear the same story over and over again. A man named Juan Mendez supposedly sold food from his donkey during the Mexican Revolution, wrapped everything in large tortillas to keep it warm, and people started calling his creation a burrito, meaning little donkey. It's a fun story, it's easy to remember, and it has spread across the internet for years. But here's the interesting part, it probably isn't true. The real history of the burrito is much older, much more fascinating, and surprisingly misunderstood. In fact, if we go back through historical records instead of relying on popular folklore, we discover that the word burrito was already being used years before the Mexican Revolution even started. That completely changes the story. To understand the burrito, we first need to understand something that most people don't realize. Historically, the word burrito wasn't originally describing the massive rice-filled wrap that most people picture today. Instead, it was simply a regional name for something that people in other parts of Mexico already knew as a taco. This isn't just speculation. One of the strongest pieces of evidence comes from an important historical source called the Diccionario de Mexicanismos, published in 1895. This dictionary described a burrito as a rolled tortilla containing meat or other fillings. What's remarkable is that this description was almost identical to how tacos were described in Mexico City at the time. In other words, depending on where you were in Mexico, the exact same style of food could simply have a different name. That means the burrito didn't suddenly appear out of nowhere. It evolved naturally from regional cooking traditions that already existed across Mexico. Even earlier evidence appears in 1843. During a journey through the Mexican state of Michoacán, Scottish noblewoman Frances Erskine Inglis, better known as Madame Calderon de la Barca, wrote about eating something called burros. She described tortillas filled with cheese and mentioned being surprised by the name because she initially thought people were talking about actual donkeys. Think about that for a moment. This account was written nearly 70 years before the Mexican Revolution. It proves that people were already using the word long before the famous Juan Mendez legend could have taken place. So where did the name come from? In Spanish, burrito literally translates to little donkey. Unfortunately, no historical document gives us a definitive answer about why this particular food received that name. However, historians have proposed several reasonable theories. One idea is that a tightly rolled tortilla resembles the bedrolls or packs traditionally carried by donkeys during long journeys. Another suggestion is that the folded ends may have reminded people of donkey ears. Others believe the name may have referred to food commonly carried by laborers traveling with pack animals. These explanations make sense culturally, but none of them can be proven with complete certainty. That's an important distinction because food history often becomes mixed with folklore. People naturally enjoy simple origin stories, even when the historical evidence tells a more complicated story. Now let's return to the famous Juan Mendez tale. According to the legend, Juan Mendez sold food in Ciudad Juarez during the Mexican Revolution. Since hot food cooled quickly, he supposedly wrapped it inside large flour tortillas and transported everything on his donkey. Customers supposedly began asking for the little donkey's food, eventually shortening it to burrito. It's a wonderful story. The only problem is the timeline doesn't fit. The Mexican Revolution began in 1910. Yet historians already have printed evidence showing the word burrito in use at least 15 years earlier, and written travel accounts suggest it was known decades before that. This doesn't necessarily mean Juan Mendez never existed or never sold wrapped tortillas. It's entirely possible he did. What historians question is whether he actually invented either the food or its name. Most likely, the legend developed afterward because people naturally enjoy attaching famous foods to memorable characters. Now here's another detail that surprises many people. Today's burritos are almost always associated with flour tortillas. But historically, that wasn't always the case. Some of the earliest documented burritos were actually made using corn tortillas. Recipes and written descriptions from the late 19th and early 20th centuries include corn tortillas rather than flour. Over time, however, Northern Mexico developed a stronger tradition of using wheat flour. Why? The answer lies in geography and agriculture. Northern Mexico has a climate much better suited for growing wheat than much of central and southern Mexico, where corn has dominated agriculture for thousands of years. Spanish colonists introduced wheat after arriving in the Americas, and it became especially successful in northern regions. Eventually, flour tortillas became larger, softer, and more flexible than traditional corn tortillas, making them perfect for wrapping fillings securely. That regional difference would ultimately shape the modern burrito. Unlike many central Mexican dishes, northern Mexican burritos emphasized practicality. Workers, ranchers, and travelers needed food that could be carried easily without falling apart. Flour tortillas solved that problem perfectly. And here's another misconception worth clearing up. If you visit northern Mexico today expecting giant burritos overflowing with rice, sour cream, guacamole, cheese, salsa, beans, and multiple meats, you may actually be surprised. Traditional Mexican burritos are usually much smaller. Instead of being overloaded with ingredients, authentic northern Mexican burritos often focus on just one or two carefully prepared fillings. You might find slow-cooked beef, shredded pork, chili Colorado, machaca, beans, potatoes, cheese, or strips of roasted chili known as chili rajas. The emphasis isn't on quantity, it's on flavor. Many locals even eat several different burritos in one meal rather than one enormous burrito. This style reflects the burrito's practical origins. It wasn't designed as an oversized challenge or a massive lunch. It was simply a convenient way to package delicious food. Everything changed once the burrito crossed the border into the United States. Mexican immigrants brought their regional food traditions north, particularly into states like California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. There, local tastes, available ingredients, and American dining habits gradually transformed the burrito into something entirely different. One major turning point came during the 1950s. Frozen food was becoming increasingly popular across America, and entrepreneurs recognized that burritos could be frozen, transported, reheated, and sold almost anywhere. Southern California became one of the centers of this innovation, helping introduce burritos to millions of Americans who had never visited Mexico. As demand grew, the burrito itself evolved. Restaurants began adding rice to make meals more filling. Beans increased the protein while reducing costs. Cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, salsa, sour cream, guacamole, and larger portions all appealed to American customers looking for complete meals wrapped inside a single tortilla. Eventually, entirely new regional styles appeared. The Mission Burrito, which originated in San Francisco's Mission District, became famous for its enormous size and tightly wrapped aluminum foil presentation. Unlike traditional northern Mexican burritos, these often contained multiple layers of ingredients carefully arranged, so every bite offered a balanced combination of flavors. Later, restaurant chains helped spread the style worldwide. Companies such as Chipotle popularized customizable burritos where customers could choose every ingredient individually. Suddenly, burritos weren't just Mexican food anymore. They became an international fast casual meal recognized across dozens of countries. Yet, despite their global popularity, the giant American burrito and the traditional Mexican burrito are really cousins rather than identical twins. Both share common ancestry, but each reflects the culture that shaped it. The Mexican version emphasizes simplicity, portability, and the quality of a few carefully chosen ingredients. The American version celebrates abundance, customization, and convenience as a complete meal. Neither is necessarily more authentic within its own context. They're simply products of different culinary histories. This is actually something we see throughout food history. Pizza evolved differently in Italy and the United States. Hamburgers changed dramatically after spreading across the world. Ramen developed unique styles in different countries. Even tacos themselves now exist in countless regional forms. Food constantly adapts to local tastes, ingredients, and lifestyles. That's one of the reasons culinary history is so fascinating. Perhaps the most interesting lesson from the burrito isn't about tortillas or fillings at all. It's about how easily myths become accepted as facts. The Juan Mendez story continues appearing in articles, social media posts, and even documentaries because it's memorable. But when historians examine dictionaries, travel journals, old recipes, and regional records, a much richer picture emerges. Instead of one inventor, we find generations of cooks gradually shaping a familiar food. Instead of one dramatic moment, we discover centuries of regional traditions blending together. Instead of a single recipe, we see countless local variations adapting to geography, agriculture, migration, and culture. That makes the burrito much more than a simple wrapped meal. It's a living record of Mexican regional identity, Spanish agricultural influence, cross-border migration, American innovation, and globalization, all rolled into a tortilla. So the next time someone tells you that the burrito was invented by a man selling food from his donkey during the Mexican Revolution, you'll know the real story is far more interesting. The name burrito existed long before that legend. It originally referred to what many regions simply called a taco. Early versions weren't necessarily made with flour tortillas, and they certainly weren't stuffed with mountains of rice and toppings. The familiar giant burrito loved around the world today is actually the result of decades of cultural exchange and culinary evolution. Sometimes the truth is even better than the legend. And in the case of the burrito, every bite carries a history that stretches back much further than most people ever imagined.